Hey tea people! I'm back with another tea review, and it's morning, so I'll be reviewing a black tea, David's chocolate covered almond. Now, apparently a lot of people like this. It says it's sweet, crunchy, and totally addictive. Chocolate almonds are a classic for a reason. With cocoa, carob, and roasted almonds, this rich blend is every bit as tasty. I love chocolate almonds, but I don't necessarily love chocolate teas. I find that a lot of chocolate teas have that kind of like fake chocolate flavor and it gets away from being tea. It loses something in the process. I'm going to review another chocolate tea that I really like that's straight from cocoa nibs, so that you can understand what I mean. But this is the tea itself. So a lot of different stuff in there. There is sugar, roasted carob, black tea, almonds, yerba mate. Now that surprises me a little bit. Cocoa, natural and artificial flavoring, like who knows what that is. And of course, the warning contains almonds. It's called chocolate covered almonds, so I would certainly hope so. Anyway, so I'm going to try it a couple of different ways. First, as a black tea, literally black. Usually I take my tea black, and sometimes I have it as a latte. And instead of real milk with it, we're going to have almond milk. After all, it is an almond tea. Let's try that. I'm definitely getting a chocolate flavor. Unlike some of the teas David's has that contain like actual chocolate chips, this one doesn't seem to. I guess it's more of a carob flavor. There's definitely a carob aftertaste. It doesn't have the oil kind of beading on the surface. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. But I wonder what happens if we try it with just a little bit of sugar. And what that does to open up the flavor. Sugar definitely makes the flavor stronger. I wouldn't say it necessarily makes it more almondy. I'm not getting a strong sense of almonds. Like the other day I reviewed Almond Joy, and that is a super almondy, really delicious tea. This is very caroby. Maybe with like a little bit of almonds underlying the chocolate and the carob, but it's not super strong. So let's try it with some almond milk. Almond milk and no sugar. Chocolate covered almond latte. Okay. It's very mild. Like I like now the carob totally disappears, and mostly I feel like I'm tasting the almond milk, and everything else is kind of like undershadowed by that. It might be good to try with real milk. Sometimes I have issues with lactose, so I don't drink a lot of real milk. I usually use coconut or almond or some alternative milk. Okay. The last edges of the bottom with the sugar in it was very caroby, cocoa-y. Very caroby, cocoa-y with a little bit of almond, but not that really striking, like, wow, in your face. It smelled like you opened a bottle of almond extract when you have Almond Joy. So if you're looking for something kind of caroby, chocolatey with a bit of a mild almond flavor, does it taste like chocolate covered almonds? A little bit. It does have that flavor, but I don't think it's going to replace my craving for chocolate covered almonds anytime soon. So what's interesting I noticed about this tea, and I'm going to start looking at David's teas to see what information I can tell about that, is it's a product of Vietnam that's distributed by David's Tea. So I don't think it's something they even blend or do in-house. And if you think about it as like, instead of like a black tea, which we typically think of like Asian teas as like oolongs and green teas and pu'er and maybe some like red teas and yeah, green tea for sure. If you think about an Asian tea, it makes more sense. The caroby kind of like, if you've ever had Vietnamese coffee, it has kind of like a roasted I mean, all coffee is roasted, but Vietnamese coffee is very particular. It's like roasted, aromatic, and nutty. It's kind of like that without it being really almondy. It has that kind of caroby, roasted taste. Yeah, definitely has a carob aftertaste. If you were a huge fan of carob and like cocoa, you'd probably really like that. For me, I've never been a really big carob fan, so it's okay. In terms of flavor, I would say it's like a 2.5 out of 5. It's not terrible. It's not strong though. And for me, flavor, maybe I should divide that up. Okay, so for flavor, like for the carob and the chocolate, 3 out of 5. For the strength of the flavor, I would say a 2 out of 5. It completely disappears when you put it in almond milk. I'd imagine the same thing a little bit for actual milk, and it's like a chocolate almond tea, so you would think it would go well with almond milk. In terms of like the aroma, the dry tea smells pretty good. Doesn't quite smell like chocolate almonds, so that could give you a bit of a hit. And if you look, there's not a lot of almond pieces in there, as opposed to the Almond Joy, which has like little tiny slivers of almond throughout the whole thing. So it permeates. This, much more caroby. And I can see, I guess, I don't know if those are cocoa nibs or what the deal is, but I see way fewer nuts than the other stuff. So that's probably why it also overshadows those flavors. Okay, so that's my review of chocolate covered almond black tea. If you're into carob and like cocoa-y flavors in tea, check out this tea. I do like it a lot better than the ones that contain chocolate chips. Does it have sugar? Yeah. So in terms of if you're a diabetic and you have to be really strict on your sugar count, the first ingredient is sugar. So, yeah, I'm not going to really say anything about that. I think based on my other reviews, it's pretty clear what my opinions are on that. In terms of labeling, it's not particularly well labeled as to what those natural and artificial flavorings go to. But again, I don't know that that's necessarily David's fault, because it sounds like it's distributed by them but not actually created by them, that it's just one of the teas in their platform that they didn't make but they're putting their brand on. So anyway, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more video content. I've got a tea musical in mind that I want to put together, as well as maybe like about, I don't know, 90 or so more reviews. That is most of my tea collection there. Those drawers are also full of tea. And then I have another thing in my kitchen that's full of tea. There's teas in behind the teas there, and those tins are too high. So like and subscribe if you'd like to know what a lot of the teas in David's collection taste like. Thanks so much. Bye.